What up? What up? Out here gonna fill up my wife's vehicle for a minute. Figured I'd just give a little short little talk while I'm riding. Well, looking at how things are going in this world, I see how Russia doing what it's doing with Ukraine. Me and my family been reading in the book of Jasher, and we dealing with Yosef. His time being sold into bondage into Egypt, and the accounting is very similar to that of the 66, or in Genesis, but a little bit different. My whole thing, though, focus on the preparation. They were basically preparing to be able to still have a feast during time of famine. Right now, with all this going on with Russia, and we adding ourselves to this thing, or America adding, I ain't gonna say we, because us Hebrews ain't even in agreement with a lot of this stuff. Well, most of us ain't. Probably there are some, those that have military mindset, those that call themselves patriots. But that whole ordeal is setting up, in many eyes, World War III, or the coming of days, and all the end times. But so much going on with folks being out of work due to not taking the vaccine and all this other stuff, and you have still quite a few situations where the food supply seems to be diminishing, as far as in the stores and things of that nature. So, like with Yosef, he got ready in those 7 years of plenty for those 7 years of famine. And many of us can see what's going on, and I kind of wonder how many people have been preparing. Over and over, we see that us that are walking in this Hebrew walk, that are choosing not to get vaccinated, are at odds a lot of times with our employers. So you can lose your job. Have you been putting away some seed, putting away something, so that you can maintain and still be able to feast during times of famine? See, Yosef was able to tell Pharaoh about his dream. But see, we got the scriptures done told us that this time's gonna come, perilous time's gonna come, where the saints were going to go through some affliction. Are we ready for it? Are we prepared for it? If you did lose your job, I feel for you. I'm praying for you. But knowing that it's a possibility, have you been saving up and storing? I don't want to, degrade or speak down on anybody. But you got to see the signs, see what's going on. You might can find other opportunities and stuff like that. It's been all over, though, that it's been messy. The NBA, Kyrie, you got other players, other sports and other things that basically they can't play in New York or Los Angeles or LA or California because of the mandates. It could get tough. Canada the same way, tough. Definitely Australia the same way. USA has been labeled the land of the free, but yet some of the main ones pushing mandate. And over and over, it'll be your friends, it'll be your families. Why don't you just go and get the vaccine? Go and get it. Yeah, like I say, you gotta prepare to be at a feast during the famine. We're coming up on the feast season. Passover is coming. All those that basically have resources to do the traveling and all that, I enjoy the feast wherever y'all meeting up. Those that don't, hopefully you can fellowship or connect with some folks that are in your region and, still keep the feast where you're at. Don't want anybody to feel like they can't participate. But definitely you prepare. Wise counsel would say, definitely don't put yourself behind the 8 ball, as they say. That's an idiom, or I'm gonna say that as a Hebrew idiom because I'm a Hebrew and that's one of my idioms. It's a slang, but don't put yourself behind the 8 ball. Don't get yourself caught up where trying to do something that you should be doing, that you put yourself out on a lurch. I'm not trying to tell anybody not to participate in anything, but definitely don't put yourself out there where, you basically give up on job, or if you do have a job where you say, I'm taking this time off regardless, or whatever, and you're already struggling. If you already got that cushion and everything is good, then do what you got to do. But if you're already behind the 8 ball and the struggle is there, you might want to talk with Yahuwah and get some direction and guidance from him before you just, make a move that could affect not just you, but your family and household. Now, me, myself, I'm working to do things that's, maintaining my household. A lot of stuff I could do for me and be like, I'm good. But I have children, a wife and children, so I have responsibilities, and as the lead or the covering in my home, I have to maintain some things. Some people, they cool. They say, well, I'm gonna do this and do that, and they may not consider that, how that's gonna affect their spouse and how that's gonna affect their children. And I know, we gotta make some sacrifices here and there, but don't put the whole burden on your family. Don't have them feeling where, that basically you're neglecting your duties. You have a duty. You have a responsibility. Yeah. But anyway, going back to the whole Yosef situation, there was 7 years that they stored up and prepared. Many of us have not been storing up for 7 years. We've been storing up probably for a few months. Don't know how long the problem's gonna come about. Many of us ain't prepared for the Exodus. I pray that everybody that hears this, they tap into Yahuwah and see what he has to say. Move according to what he says and not what I say or anybody else. But definitely be aware that time is coming to a close, that things are about to come to an end when it comes to what's so-called normal. It's already been coming to an end. What people call normal has already been changing up. But what are you going to do if famine come about? Are you still going to be at a feast? Have you stored up? Many of us are acting like the grasshopper and not the ant. Still got some time. It's not hit yet. You can start now. May not have a 7-year situation or whatever, but you got months. You got some time. Get moving. Get moving. Blessings and shalom. Abba Yah, thank you. Hallelujah.